Hi, my name is Edgar. I'm a rising senior at the Browning School, and my project is a phone control robot arm. For my third milestone, I fully assembled the robot arm and got all four servos working with the sliders on the MIT App Inventor. So this is the fully constructed robot arm, and this is the app where I have all the sliders for each servo. So if you can see, all the sliders are labeled with the servoid controls. So if I move the base servo, it will move the base. And if I move the central lever, which is this, it'll move. And if I move the wrist, which is here, if I move that up and down. And finally, if I move the claw servo, it'll open and close. So I coded for the sliders and the servos at the MIT App Inventor browser. So this is the screen. And so I added more sliders, which each call a web function at the Particle Web IDE. And here's where I set up the servo and turn the slider position into servo position. So that in itself was fairly simple, but I had several problems getting to this milestone. So one of the main problems was this claw here, which wouldn't close or open, and it would sometimes get stuck and make a buzzing noise and overheat. So I had that problem for like a week, and I couldn't figure out what's going on. And I ended up adding capacitors, which would smooth out the voltage, and that fixed it, as you saw earlier. And the second problem I had is the wrist here. It sometimes makes a buzzing noise because this claw here weighs it down and pulls it out of place, which causes that buzzing sound. But if you tap and put it back into place, it'll stop. And that's a minor problem. It doesn't really affect the arm usage. And another problem that I had was the power supply. So here is the power supply. So this is run through here, through this adapter, which puts it into the breadboard, into the positive and negative rails. So, and this powers the whole thing, so each servo. And before that, I couldn't get a steady supply of power, so the arm would like jitter a lot, and it wouldn't really work as well, and sometimes be unresponsive. But with this, I have a steady voltage, and with the capacitors, it keeps it smooth. And if you could see here, there's like a key where you could set the voltage, and right now I have it set to 5 volts, which is enough to power the 4 servos, and that solved the problem. Before, I was using a power supply which wasn't steady, or I was using the 5-volt on the Arduino, or just the USB for my computer, and that wasn't enough power. But with this, I was able to fix it. And my next milestone would probably be to set up gesture control with like a glove and flex sensors, and that should be fairly simple. Just set the flex sensor values to the servo position, and that would be the 4th milestone.